Hey everybody, Ace Chatlanim here and welcome back to my series where I'm going through the 18 Pokemon types and listing my top 10 favorites of each type. Now this one was a little bit difficult because I'm not gonna lie, I'm shit scared of bugs. I don't like them. I'm not fans of them. Don't enjoy them. IRL bugs can literally go to hell. Don't like them. They're creepy. Like my skin's crawling and itching already. And I've not even got into the, talking about the actual Pokemon. But for some reason, I actually managed to like some of the bugs in the Pokemon world, which is really weird because they're all a lot bigger. Like some of them are 3 feet tall, 5 feet tall, and somehow I'm okay with that. So today I'm going to be listing my top 10 bug type Pokemon. Before we get into the list, of course, if you do enjoy my content, help out the channel by hitting the like button. And of course, if you are new and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. You'll never ever miss a video. But admin aside, let's get into the list. Number 10, Galvantula. Now this is a Pokemon that I don't use very often, and I'm not particularly proficient with it in battle, but I still really like it from a design perspective. To me, Galvantula is one of the most perfect designed bug Pokemon there is. It looks the part. You look at it, you can tell it's an electric type, not just because it's yellow, but just the way its kind of fur is, the fuzz around it, you get a little electric vibe from it, and it's a really cool Pokemon to look at. It's hard to describe just how cool this Pokemon looks and just how perfect it is as a Pokemon. It's like I was saying about Crocodile in a previous video. You look at Galvantula, yeah, you know it's based on a spider, you know it's based on a tarantula, but also you know it's a Pokemon instantly. You look at it, you're not even a fan of Pokemon, you go, that's a Pokemon right there. That's the bug Pikachu, that is. And that's one of the things I love so much about this Pokemon, is it's just such a perfect Pokemon design. It looks the part, really cool. It does have some decent abilities, but mainly I love this for its design. Number 9, Golisopod. Now this isn't just a Pokemon that I like, this is also a Pokemon that my good friend Birdkeeper Toby likes, but go and listen to him pronounce it. Again, much like Galvantula, the design of Golisopod is what initially really draws me into this Pokemon, but also it's a really fun Pokemon to use in battle. The emergency exit ability is a very, very interesting ability to have. Obviously, once you get to half HP, your Pokemon F's off from the battle. And I've seen it coupled with a red card before, so a Pokemon hits Golisopod with enough damage to take it down to half HP, Golisopod leaves, the red card makes the other Pokemon leave, and it's just such a fun Pokemon to play around with. Obviously, it gets first impression as well, which if used on the first turn is a devastating bug type move. There are just so many pros to Golisopod and very few cons, really. It's a fun Pokemon to use. And what is Pokemon if it's not fun? So well done, Golisopod. Number 8, Ninjask. Ninjask is one of those bug and flying types, and God knows there are loads of them. It's got incredible speed, made even better by its speed boost ability at the end of each turn. It's got a great attack stat that means it can actually pack a decent punch, and it's just one of those Pokemon that really keeps opponents on their toes. If you don't deal with a Ninjask quickly, the Ninjask will deal with you. And if you are one of those kinds of people that goes, I ain't gonna use a speed boost Ninjask, it's fast enough already, you get the Infiltrator ability, which is so cool as well. And as well as its kind of robotic looking design, I know that's not what it's based on, but that's how it looks, it's just a really cool Pokemon. It's hard to not like Ninjask. Number 7, Araquanid. Now, apart from being a really cool Pokemon, it's also a really cool designed Pokemon from kind of a mechanics perspective. So not only has it got decent bulk, because it has a great defense stat and a fantastic special defense stat, but it also takes reduced damage from fire type moves if it has the water bubble ability, which is its signature ability. Fire type moves, of course, would normally be neutral against Araquanid instead of reduced in damage like they are because of that ability. On top of that, that water bubble ability that we talked about doubles the power of Araquanid's water type moves, which is amazing. Because suddenly when an Araquanid uses liquidation, which normally wouldn't hit that hard because Araquanid doesn't really have a great attack stat, suddenly it packs a massive punch. And on top of that, liquidation has a 20% chance of lowering your opponent's defense stat by one stage, so that's gonna make it even stronger. Araquanid is a great Pokemon. It's a really fun Pokemon to use, and just design-wise, look-wise, everything about Araquanid is just really, really awesome. Number 6, Yanmega. Hey, what's up, Yanmega? Never ever say that with the Y and the M the wrong way around. It sounds kind of bad. Now, Yanmega's very similar to Ninjask in the sense that it's a bug and flying type, and speed boost is its go-to ability. The difference here is that Yanmega is a special attacker rather than a physical attacker, so you can use Ninjask or Yanmega depending on what situation you're in. The thing that gives it so much of an edge over Ninjask for me, though, is just its design. It looks absolutely incredible. Much like I said about Galvantula, it's one of those where you look at it, you know it's a Pokemon, and you know exactly what it's based on. It just works so perfectly, and I've just got a real soft spot for Yanmega. Not to mention, its shiny is a beautiful shade of blue, and if you don't know anything about me, blue is my favorite color, and blue shinies are something I'm all about. Even Miltank. Personally, I've used Yanmega a lot in battles over the years, and it's always been a very effective Pokemon at doing what it does best. Building up speed, dishing out special attacks. And if you can get ancient power boosts with it as well, oh, it's disgusting. Number 5, Scyther. Now, if I was a gambling man, I would bet that all the comments on this video are going to be,
why not Scizor? Why not Scizor? Where's Scizor? Why is Mega Scizor not in this list?
Why Scyther? Scizor so much better.
with that grammar and everything. The reason Scizor is not in this list is because it's my list. And it's based on my opinion. And I, personally, in my opinion, prefer Scyther to Scizor. Now, never ever, I want to make this abundantly clear. Just because a Pokemon isn't in this list, the top 10, doesn't mean that I dislike it. It just means these 10 Pokemon I like more than that one that you're asking about. And Scyther is no exception. I loves me some Scyther. Granted, some of this will be nostalgia from seeing Scyther in the anime and just being in awe of how badass it was. Like, even Tracy's Scyther was really, really cool. It just looks like such a cool Pokemon. I love its kind of lizard head. I love the designs of its big knife arms and stuff. Although when I look at them, sometimes I think they look like sycamore seeds. Does anyone else see that? But nostalgia aside, I also just love using Scyther in battle. It's kind of one of those Pokemon that even though it got an evolution further down the line, its regular unevolved form is still pretty handy in battle, especially with things like Technician. Scyther's just one of those Pokemon that design-wise just absolutely captivates me and absolutely deserves a place in my list. If you think Scizor deserves a place in your list, then pop it in your list and I'll watch it. I won't. Number 4, Heracross. Heracross, mate. It's adorable, isn't it? Like, what more do you want to say about Heracross apart from the fact that it's absolutely adorable? Like, when Ash got one in the Johto journeys, that was the first time I'd seen Heracross, and I was just like, mate, that's incredible. Look how cute that Pokemon is. It's adorable. What's it doing? It's just adorable. Then, when I was much older, I actually took a look at Heracross and went, wow, it's actually pretty bloody good in battle, isn't it? Ignoring Mega Heracross, because I'm just not a big fan of Mega Heracross's design, regular Heracross is a super duper effective Pokemon to use in battle. Bung a Choice Scarf on it so it outspeeds as much as possible. Close combat, everything to death. Risky, because obviously it reduces your defense and special defense, but if you've got Moxie on it, you just absolutely clean house with it. Take out one Pokemon, attack boost. Then you can take out the next Pokemon, attack boost. Over and over, you can do quite an effective sweep with a Heracross, a regular old Heracross, and it's bloody wonderful. Heracross, you're great. You're great in battle, you're fun to use, and you're absolutely bloody adorable. So, well done. Someone send me a Heracross plush in the post. Can't have my address, though. We'll figure it out. Number 3, Crustle. Here's a Pokemon from Generation 5 that I absolutely overlooked for years, and then lo and behold, in an Alpha Sapphire Quadlock, don't know what that is, go watch it, it's really fun, Nomad the Crustle was such an effective member of my, well, the only member of my team for such a long time. It really warmed me to the Pokemon. Not to mention it's got a boss shiny version. Nomad, Crustle is just such a great Pokemon. I really, really love it. It's always going to have a special place in my heart and on the channel because it was such an icon for such a long time. It's just an absolute belter of a Pokemon. Number 2, Ribombee. Now this cute little thing is one of my favorite things to come out of Gen 7. It's tiny, it's fragile, but it's adorable. It's got that little ribbon scarf going on, and it gets one of my favorite signature moves of any Pokemon ever in the form of Pollen Puff. Pollen Puff, of course, an 80 base power special bug type move, damages your opponent, but if you use it on an ally, it heals the ally. I love the layers of that. I know it's only 2 layers. I love it. So, you know, I want to say multifaceted, but it's not multifaceted. It's If anything, it's bifaceted. It's a great Pokemon to use in battle. It's faster than bloody Noivern. It can really dish out some damage. Obviously put a Focus Sash on it because it's super duper fragile, but it's just a blast to use. What a great little Pokemon Ribombee turned out to be. When we first saw Cutiefly, we were like, yeah, that's going to be a weak bug Pokemon. And it is weak, and it grows into a weak Pokemon. But damn, the power and the speed behind it is amazing, and just makes Ribombee such a great addition to the Pokemon roster. And number 1, Escavalier. Escavalier is my boy. Love this thing. I've had so much fun with Escavalier. There's so many really cool Gen 5 Pokemon, and I feel like Gen 5 does not get enough credit for the amount of great Pokemon it brought to the table. Sure, it brought us the Ice Cream Pokemon. Who gives a toss? It brought us Escavalier. Escavalier is amazing. Yes, it's incredibly slow, but it only has one weakness. It's a 4 times weakness, but everything I love is 4 times weak to something, but it has so many resistances, and on top of that, bung a Quick Claw on this thing, and oh my life, if you get lucky with the Quick Claw, this thing ruins lives. It's amazing. Drill Run, Poison Jab, Mega Horn, Iron Head, you name it, this thing dishes out damage like nobody's business, and I freaking love it. Plus, it's got an incredible design. I think I put it high on my Steel types list, potentially. I can't quite remember. It has been like a year. Soz. But Escavalier is absolutely my favorite bug type Pokemon, and I've not found anything yet that rivals it, because it's just absolutely bloody great. It's so satisfying to use, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop loving this Pokemon. Escavalier is just an absolute win. So that's my list of my top 10 bug-type Pokemon. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below with your favorite bug-type Pokemon. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people down here do, pledge to my Patreon, links in the description. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.